Happy Friday. Actually, Monday for me where I'm at, but Friday when you're seeing this. I really got to pay more attention to the signs. And I have to admit, I didn't look too carefully when I rolled into Ocean by the Road yesterday. Because dang, it was so awesome. I didn't want to see that. And so, come bedtime, when I'm just about to go to sleep, in came the sheriff's deputies. Which, if you're like me, and every now and then you push it, because the spot's so beautiful and you're thinking, oh, seriously, are you really going to come check this tonight? Let's find out. Well, I found out, as they say. Fuck around and find out. So I did. And fortunately for me, I'm top of the heap of the food chain. 60-year-old, Caucasian male, vehicles in perfect order, papers, insurance, registration, everything is in good order, and I'm friendly. And I drive a vintage military vehicle, and lots of police are former military. And every time, maybe twice in all the years, and I've gotten a knock probably a dozen times, maybe twice, but almost always, the officer, once we're done with our business, he says, he or she, says, so, what is this? What is this truck? And they end up leaving with a sticker, and it's all very cordial and no big deal. So, I've had lots of friends who are law enforcement throughout my life, and I got no problem with them, and I don't get the least bit nervous when they approach, and I know that goes a long way. But anyway, so yeah, didn't get to stay there for the night. But now I had a nice night at the rest stop here. I think I'm just north of Trinidad. I'm not sure. I still don't have internet, really. And heading to Eureka today. One more day on the coast. And then I turn inland. And I'll bring you along for the couple days drive inland to Redding. So, yeah, let's get the day started. One more comment about last night that totally did suck. This is a 2-lane highway, the 101, most of it. And last night, it's, of course, pitch black, because it's 10 o'clock by the time I roll out of there. It's foggy on the road. It's twisty, up and down, climb, descend, twisty, tight corners. I mean, that's a handful in the daytime when I can see everything. At night, I was doing like 30 miles an hour with all my hazards on and everything. Thankfully, there's almost no traffic. Like in the, 15, 18 miles I had to go to get to the rest stop. I think I got passed by 6 cars. So almost no traffic. And each time there were passing lanes, there were a place where I could pull over. And so it's no big deal. But boy, it's kind of a white knuckle. Because she's a handful in the daytime when I can see really well. On an unfamiliar highway like that at night, yeah, by the time I pulled in here, I was like, woof, okay. So happy to be done with that. So I'm in Eureka, California now. Gonna be here for the day and the night. Start making my way east to Redding tomorrow. Thought I'd check out this little place. Got a lot of historic buildings, I hear, and I'm starting to see that. No shortage of beautiful old Victorian architecture here. It's really amazing to think, and I'm betting it's a safe assumption this was a single family home at one time. Now it's a little inn. Got these other little cottages next door. Beautiful stuff. Look at this little street full of them. All painted white. I'm not a fan of just pure white houses, but I gotta say, kind of works when they all do it. Something amazing about beautiful architecture from back in the day is that even when it severely needs restoration, it's still so grand and so beautiful. I mean, that's just something else. This is a terrific fisherman sculpture. I really like it. Obviously, when the tide's up, the water's much closer to him. The net detail is great. The face is great. Oh my gosh. I'll get you a little closer. Yeah, really great details in this. I really like that kind of sculpture work. Neat little places across the waterway there with their own docks. Pretty cool. There's this two-masted sailing vessel. It's very unusual. I gotta go get a close look at this. Unique rudder setup. I mean, a lot of it's exposed. So that steering gear must be at the very, very end of the stern. I mean, all steering gear is, but this one to an extreme degree. Boy, I have no idea what her story is. If these are actually masts, or if that rear mast is just for like a steadying sail, and she's a steamer. You know, obviously, she's gonna have a power plant, because it seems like it was built in that transition between sail and motor, but I don't really know. Haven't seen one like this, and I'm no expert. It's got a huge common area, saloon or whatever you want to call it, the salon. See all these windows here at the stern. You can see inside, that's one big common area in there. So I wonder if this isn't like some kind of, originally was an expedition vessel of some sort. It seems very purpose built. This is a cool angle on our fisherman sculpture. Maru here has the exact same size and proportions in general look as Pisces and the Neva D. Those boats that I shot, they've been sitting out for decades in Crescent City. I'd swear it's the same sort of look. You know, it might be a regional boat design for fishing this particular area, whatever they're designed to fish. But yeah, it's a real striking similarity. Oh, check out Calypso. She is gorgeous. Original fly bridge up there. Oh man. That is a classic fishing boat. And it looks very original. I love it. I love it. Carol Lee here again. Same layout, same general look as the Neva D and Pisces. I just find that stuff interesting, and this is a wood boat, one that's been taken care of and kept up. So amazing. This is the Carson Mansion. It's a private club of some sort now, but I don't think it gets a lot more stunning than that for Victorian architecture. Wow. Built in 1884 to 1886. Not a shocker that it took 2 years to build this. That is just, the level of detail is pretty mind-blowing. And all the glass and all the ornate windows, wow. The grounds are equally beautiful. And I have a major beef, and I'm just going to say it here. Obviously, the private club decided to build some kind of ballroom, large gathering room. And they tacked that abomination to the side of this. I do not have words for this. I can't wrap my brain around how that could get approved. to build alongside this. And we'll just paint it in the same colors and do a little bit of a roof detail, and we're good now. That's a huge fail. It's the only bad thing about what I'm looking at, to put that gross building on the same grounds next to this spectacular structure. Wow. But still, this thing's amazing. And you have this beautiful pink sweetheart right across the street. That's a wow. Really beautiful. I guess I should have come to the side of it before I said little. Oh my goodness. All right, I made it to Willow Creek, California. This is insane. So, pretty good mountain passes on the way here, but I stopped and got groceries in Arcata. Only had like 42 miles to go to get here. That was almost 2 hours ago. Super steep. Construction with three, count them, not one, not two, three 1-lane roads because of construction. So that 5 miles of construction and the 1-laners took an hour. So I'm happy to be here. Only 10 more miles to go today. I'm gonna stand down for a good long while. Hella did great, but it totally sucked. Put me in the wrong gear ranges going up the steeps. Oh, and super steep coming down for like 7 miles, 6 degree. Anyway, I'm here and can totally feel a difference. Far enough away from the coast now, 40 plus miles. We're feeling like California mountains now. And I mean, it's become really obvious to me that people don't come here for downtown. They come here for a lot of the camping and beautiful forest around here. It is gorgeous. So the what are they called, the Trinity Alps here in California. So anyway, I'm gonna keep rolling because I've walked a few blocks. There's not much to share with you. So about all this town has to offer for a tourist, other than incredible wonderful forests and camping and stuff, but the town itself, not a lot. This darn Willow Creek China Flat Museum is closed on Mondays and Tuesdays. All right, I'm done traveling for the day. Not that I traveled a ton today. I gotta be careful with Hella, and you know, it's upper 80s, so 90s on the road. So I drove early a day, stood down in what I thought would be an interesting place. Wasn't so interesting, but hey, it was a nice place to be for the day. Now I'm about 8 miles further down the road. I took some of the cool of the evening because there's a sweet little rest stop up here. Look at that sign. When was the last time you saw a hand-done routed sign? That's pretty cool. So yeah, I'm trying to remember the name of this rest stop, but it's really nice. As you can see, there's like nobody here right now. I don't think most people stop here. I was surprised there was a rest stop at all with as many communities as there are along this route, but there was. It is the Francis Bonington Matthews rest stop here on the Trinity Highway, Highway 299, between Arcata and Redding. And it's beauty. Lots of wonderful birds here, local ravens talking to me. Nobody stops for more than time it takes to go to the bathroom. Fine with me. I'll have a good night here. There's a crow up in the tree with the apple. I left an apple core on the table and he flew it up to his branch to feast. Pretty cute. Okay, so why, you may ask, is there music thumping in the background of my video of the crow eating the apple core? Well, I'll tell you. There's zero cell signal out here. And when that happens, I pull out my little old iPod and I run my music off the iPod. Now, I kind of forgot about that. I see the cute crow up there chowing down on my apple core on the branch, and I grab my phone, start video recording him, realizing the music didn't cut out like it normally does if I'm running the video or taking video and playing the music in the background. As soon as I'm rolling video, the music stops. But I had to get the clip because I'm like, I don't know how long he'll be holding on to that core up there on the branch, doing his thing. So I shoot the clip, finish the clip, turn off the speaker, go to reshoot the clip. He's done, he's gone. So, hey, you get to have a little extra bonus bumping music in the background. See if you can tell me who the artist is. Tell me in the comments. Who was that playing in the background? I can't believe only a couple people have come and gone since I've been here. The lights just turned on. Sodium vapor. I haven't seen those orange brown bulbs in a long time. Hear the crickets? So nice. And yeah, just arrived in Weaverville. Man, $2.99. Gorgeous, gorgeous run along the Trinity River, especially between Willow Creek and Weaverville. But oh my gosh, it's a motorcycle sports car road, not a vintage 9,000 pound military truck road, if you get my meaning. It's a handful. It was only like 47 miles I traveled this morning, took an hour and a half. They've got some steep inclines at last grade, 8%, golly, and it just pops up out of nowhere. So I ended up in third gear for that. Lots of fun. But I got here, she got me here, and the views were unbelievable. That's the best part about leaving early, which I do that intentionally so I can keep the rig cool, but it's also gorgeous. Beautiful morning. So, time to check out Weaverville. Now, isn't this cute? Weaverville, wow. That is something. I'm gonna get some breakfast. Boy, I tell you, this is just Western cutie patootie everywhere you look. Really a sweet little spot. My goodness. Check out this cute little joint. Pretty neat. Gotta love that. The Diggins Tavern. White picket fences. Cute little cottage. My goodness. Little movie theater. Cute town. This is the Joss House, the oldest continuously used Chinese temple in California. I was not expecting this. They open up for tours in a little bit, so I'll go in and get us a view. So unfortunately, the Joss House temple tour, this whole museum isn't open Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays. So there's my roaming museum luck yet again. But Wednesday too, guys? Come on. So I guess moral of the story for me is, if I'm going anywhere near a place that has museums or something like that I might want to see, it better be on a Thursday, a Friday, a Saturday, or a Sunday from now on. So I'll have to catch you another time. Lighthouse a few days ago, now the Joss House. Ah, my goodness. So this thing's got to be the largest nozzle I've ever seen. It says hydraulic monitor or giant Fisher patent 1870, used at Bloss McClary mine. Good Lord. Like to see a lot of pressure put to that. Boy, the historical museum here has a really neat functional blacksmith shop. They clearly still use it and do demonstrations. That would be cool to see. I appreciate that the door's at least open enough to kind of check things out. Ah, love stuff like this. Boy, they relocate a whole bunch of this particular mine's equipment. down here at their historical museum. That is so cool. Wow. This reminds me of the early American Village historical museum set up in Kashmir, Washington, where they have a bunch of original buildings they've relocated. That's awesome. Yeah, this is real neat. If you like old equipment and stuff, this is well worth a stop to poke around and look at. I love looking at old machinery, industrial stuff. It's so cool how you can just so plainly see how it worked as opposed to modern things. The Peloton Water Wheel Company. Oh my gosh. That is so neat. Try not to fall on my ass. Wonderful stuff. Well, I wanted to check out this sweet little hitching post, but there's some yellow jackets that have a different opinion about that. Still neat. This old road grader is pretty fascinating, I'm assuming. Pulled by horses, maybe a tractor, but the steering gear is nuts. There's your first U-joint, second joint, third joint into this weird contraption connected to an arm. Oh man, steering this thing must have been a treat. So I'm poking around the historical museum here, and they have a very nice wall honoring their veterans that served in World War II that were from this area. Really wonderful. These are early jail cells from the courthouse basement, and all the art on the walls was drawn by inmates. This is fascinating. What they would choose to draw. Very interesting. I've never seen pianos like these. Maybe they aren't pianos. I obviously don't know this sort of thing. No, it's a square grand piano. Square grand piano. How about that? This is a really neat little museum. You guys have got a bit of everything, don't you? Right off the main drag, there's this cute little park, stone bridge, neat old house there. I would imagine the water runs down this creek bed and during runoff in the spring or something. This is cute. A little library where I get all my reading materials. Beautiful. Nice cool spot on a hot day. Well, it's been an interesting day here. I wish the Joss house had been open, but it wasn't. But knocking around and talking to people and just checking out the historical old part of town, which is where I spent my day, you know, it was really nice. And I'm going to go back to the rig, make my dinner, and find a place for the night. So this may be it. I may be wrapping it up here. So, all right, guys. Well, that's it for this slow roll. It really did start 3 weeks ago as I drove out of JBLM in Lakewood at about 10 o'clock at night. And I'm just 40 miles from Redding. I'll be there tomorrow morning. And I've enjoyed sharing clips with you guys. I know I don't shoot everything I see, and that's because I'm enjoying it, living it. I just grab the camera here and there, so I'm glad you appreciate that and still hang with me, and I hope you're enjoying these. So yeah, this is the wrap up. I am saying have a great weekend, and we'll catch up in the next one. Anyway, take good care of yourselves. Thanks for coming along for the ride.